If you thought Clark's departure was just about money or opportunity, you're in for a shock. According to Mar, there's way more to this story, and it's exposing some uncomfortable truths about the WNBA. So let's break this down. Caitlin Clark isn't just another rookie. She's the rookie, the star the WNBA desperately needed, and yet, it seems the league failed to see her true value beyond filling arenas. In fact, it's pretty clear now that Caitlin didn't leave because of a better paycheck overseas. No, she left because the environment she faced in the WNBA was becoming toxic. Mar himself pointed out that it wasn't just about basketball anymore, it was personal. Mayer's recent comments hit hard. He openly said that Clark was marginalized in the WNBA, not because of her talent, because let's be real, her talent speaks for itself, but because she didn't fit the league's preferred image. Now, keep in mind, the WNBA has been promoting its progressive values, but Mar suggests that this very agenda has sidelined players like Clark who don't check all the boxes the league seems to care about. According to Mar, Clark was pushed to the side because of her identity as a straight white athlete in a league where the majority of players identify as LGBTQ+ and come from different racial backgrounds. And it wasn't just Mar saying this. Clark herself recently voiced frustrations about how physically targeted she felt on the court. She claimed she was facing harsher defenses without enough protection from referees. This, people, is not just competition. It's a systemic issue in how the WNBA is treating one of its brightest talents. Clark was vocal about the physical toll this season took on her. She flat out said she felt like she was getting hammered by opponents and that referees were letting it slide. That's a huge problem. We're talking about a rookie who's supposed to be the future of this league. But instead, she's constantly dealing with this over-the-top physical play and is affecting her performance. But wait, it gets worse. The physical targeting wasn't just accidental. We saw players like Angel Reese and Dejai Carrington making headlines for aggressive interactions with Clark, and it really made people wonder, was this personal? Fans speculated that the rivalry between Clark and other WNBA stars like Reese went beyond simple competition. And when you look at how Clark's been treated by the league and other players, it's hard not to think there's something deeper going on here. Mar didn't shy away from the racial dynamics at play either. He argued that Clark, despite being a golden opportunity for the WNBA, was cast aside because she didn't align with the image the league wanted to project. And here's the kicker. Mar believes that instead of leveraging her star power, the WNBA was more focused on pushing its social narratives, which ultimately sidelined one of its best talents. Clark could have been the face of this league for years, yet the league, for whatever reason, seemed more concerned with its image than with celebrating her game-changing abilities. Let's face it, Clark's European move wasn't just about escaping physical play on the court, it was about escaping the off-court controversies too. The situation became so intense that even Clark had to step in and address the racial tensions surrounding her fanbase. Yes, racial tensions. Players like Reese and Alyssa Thomas accused Clark's fans of racism, and the narrative spun out of control. Clark's name was being dragged into social battles that had absolutely nothing to do with her love for basketball. This is where the WNBA really messed up. Instead of promoting Caitlin Clark as the next big thing, they let her slip away, all while the league remained embroiled in drama that had nothing to do with the sport itself. Mar said it perfectly, the WNBA isn't focusing enough on basketball, and unless that changes, they risk losing even more of their top talent. Clark's decision to play in Europe wasn't just about money or new opportunities, it was about finding a fresh start, free from the baggage and toxicity she faced in the WNBA. Think about it, Caitlin Clark could have been the new face of the WNBA, someone who could draw in millions of fans and help the league grow in ways they hadn't seen in years. But instead, she was treated as a revenue-boosting asset, and when she didn't fit their agenda, they didn't do enough to keep her. Mayer's right, this is a systemic problem in the WNBA, and unless they change, they'll keep driving away their most valuable players. Now, Caitlin's headed to Europe, where she can finally just focus on basketball, without the unnecessary drama and off-court issues that plagued her time in the WNBA. Europe offers her something the WNBA didn't, a chance to let her game speak for itself. She won't have to deal with being a lightning rod for social and racial tensions. She can get back to doing what she loves most, playing basketball. It's a loss for the WNBA, no doubt, but it's a win for Caitlin Clark and for European basketball fans who are about to witness one of the greatest rising stars in the game. This move signals a bigger issue for the WNBA, and unless they make some real changes, we could see more players like Clark heading overseas for good. In the end, Caitlin Clark's move to Europe wasn't just about a paycheck. It was about escaping a league that couldn't protect or support her. And if the WNBA doesn't get its act together soon, they'll lose more stars just like her. The league needs to focus on what matters most, the game of basketball.